This is the Triple Cross Podcast, a belly up media production, and we're talking some football, some American football, good old fashioned football from America, baby. Guess what, Casey? Well, here's what we're hitting today. Let me just run it through for you. We're going to talk a little bit of Will Levis, the heir to the Levi's denim empire, the denim king himself, Lil Levis. He's a guy. Is he a real guy? Is he a kind of a real guy? He's definitely a guy. How about the Steelers? Kenny Pickett. Everybody's saying he's not a guy, but somehow the Steelers are sitting on 5-3 and they're second in the AFC North. We're going to talk about, we're also going to talk about reacting. We're going to do some reacting. Going to talk about reacting. We're not just going to talk about it. We're going to do it. We're going to do some reacting to the most viral NFL TikToks. We are going to get through our week 9 picks. And if we have time, we're going to talk about, maybe just bat it around a little bit. Who's got the worst offense in the league right now?
Will Levis. Guys, being the full-blown football sicko that I am, I stay up to date on all the off-season stuff. That's probably why John missed this one. It was over the off-season while the draft, combine time was going on. Will Levis, viral video, him eating a banana, the way he eats bananas. Pretty interesting, if I do say so. He eats them whole.
It's just he eats the wrapper. No, it's not called a wrapper. It's called something else. It's called
he eats the banana wrapper. Yeah.
It's the wrapper of the banana. Here's the real thing. Does he leave the sticker on the banana wrapper?
I mean, if you're going to eat the wrapper, how much?
I'd as well eat the sticker.
Be? I mean, actually, though, on like a nutritional level, the sticker probably is the worst thing. I mean, you don't want to eat plastic.
The sticker is full of sticky stuff on the back. That can't be good for you.
I mean, that's just hoof stuff, right? Isn't that just like horse hoof stuff? I don't know. It feels like that's fine.
I don't know how you make. I only know one way to make sticky stuff, and it's not with a horse hoof. So,
well, that's we're gonna do a deep dive on that in our next episode. How is glue made?
Real
y'all?
Deep dive.
How is glue, otherwise known as sticky stuff, made? Yeah. Anyway, no. Will Levis, he eats bananas. He just bites them, and he eats them. I mean, we saw him eat a whole.
That's actually kind of badass.
It is, and well, no, hold on. When you're a rookie and nobody has seen you do anything yet in the NFL and you've yet to be drafted and stuff, it's questionable at that point. It really is.
It's disconcerting. It's disconcerting. It's like, what did I just eat? Did you just eat that banana with a wrapper on it?
Yeah, this is like, you can go down one path. He took the road less traveled, which is he's one of the weirdos who eats bananas whole, and he's a badass. He's a full-blown badass. So yeah, you can be okay with it.
That's a good point. Had he not just had 2 pretty good games in a row, would I be like, that's badass? Or would I be like, he's a weirdo? He's like,
you'd be like, Ryan. We should have known.
Yeah, we should have known. He's like Rex Ryan with the feet over there, man, doing weird stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it'd only be weirder if he was eating apricots, bro.
Yeah, eating apricots with the wrapper on and the sticker. Nobody's doing that.
Sick. Gross. Ugh. But anyway,
like a sweet, tangy ball in your mouth with fuzz. Ugh. Actually, that's peaches. Peaches have fuzz.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever eaten an apricot. Like, I've had apricot jelly and stuff, but yeah, I don't think I've ever bit into an apricot.
I've probably eaten an apricot. In my head, there's just no possibility I could have gone 33 years of life, and like not eaten an apricot at some point, right? Like that just seems crazy.
I think I've done it. I've done the undoable.
Heads up, Casey, we have somebody with a screen name Niner for Life here on Playback. I don't know if this is your first time here, Niner for Life, but Casey is the Niners fan man, a Niners_fan man if you want to follow him on any social media. Big Niners guy, big Niners pod.
John, give that particular lady or gentleman about 37 bonus spots on the wheel, please. I'm calling for that one right now. So
we are going to do some bonus spots. So here's
John,
how we
do you have a wheel that you can show? I feel like it's nice so that people can like see us working on it. I forgot to show it on the last episode for a minute. And
well, look, hey, do you want to wrap up this Will Levis thing and then I'll show the wheel?
I don't know. Is the Will Levis thing a thing? Is he a guy? Will Levis.
What do you like? What do you like about him? What do you not?
Will Levis has the required equipment to technically be a guy in the NFL, and he actually has looked pretty good. There's this weird effect when young QBs make their first starts in the NFL mid-season, where teams don't know really how to handle them particularly yet. So sometimes they can look better. It's counterintuitive. They should look worse, but they look better sometimes than they are. Maybe that's happening here. Or maybe he's just really good.
Yeah, who's that Bears dude who did good the first week? I can't even remember his name now.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God!
He's definitely, that kid's in the running for most handsome. Like it's like him and Jimmy G.
Bro,
they're pretty.
Don't disrespect Jimmy like that.
Jimmy's handsome. He's got more of a rugged handsomeness.
Badgett. I think
Badgett. Yeah,
Tyson
Badgett's.
That's what
he's got a little more pretty. He's in the Zach Wilson category where it's like, ooh, he's cute. He looks like he could be in a boy band.
You're like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jimmy's
like
a man.
He could be in a boy band.
Jimmy's the brawny man, and this is known. It is known.
But Will Levis, not the brawny man, not in a boy band, but he's a guy. And I think, look, what are we talking about? We're talking about the Tennessee Titans. When was the last time they had like a real franchise quarterback?
What do you mean last time?
Yeah, when was the only time they ever had a franchise quarterback? Never. So he's about as good as anybody as a franchise quarterback for the Titans. That's my logic there.
McNair is a good. McNair was a solid one. Aaron McNair, baby. That's Madden legend.
I think that might be it.
If you played like the Maddens from the 90s, who Steve McNair is, because he was about the only quarterback ever with over about 64 speed. So yeah, he was legend. Madden legend.
When they went to the Super Bowl against the Rams, was McNair the quarterback then? Is that the McNair era?
When did they go to Super Bowl against the Rams?
It's like 2000, I want to say, or something like that.
Did they? Are you talking when they went to the Jaguars? Didn't they play they had that one?
We had a Titans Rams Super Bowl at some point. 99.
Oh, it might have been the Rams. That might have been it because that would make sense. We're going way back here.
Yeah.
Way back. Was that back when they were both like new teams?
Yeah. This was the 1999 Super Bowl. Titans quarterback in 1999.
Yeah. It must have been McNair.
Got to be McNair
at that point.
Steve McNair. So the only time the Titans have ever had a guy is with Steve McNair. So Will Levis probably about as good a chance as being like a decent quarterback as anyone else. So,
that was the tragic Kevin Dyson 1 yard line.
Yeah, exactly. That's what made me remember.
Yeah. In my head, I mean, I was too young to think about this the right way, but I was thinking that was the Jags, but that doesn't even make sense.
No, you got to be in different divisions.
That doesn't make sense. I don't think I knew that back in that time.
Yeah, why aren't the Jags in the Super Bowl? That's what you were thinking.
What the hell?
Yeah, the Jags are super good.
Maurice Jones-Drew is the truth. I don't know. Is he even around yet? Then
the Jags are really good in my junior tackle football league. They should be in the Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah,
that's how it works,
guys
right?
Are all a bunch of d-bags,
All right. So Will Levis, is he a guy? Is he not a guy? We don't know yet. We didn't really stay on track on this segment at all. But I'm going to go with he's a guy. I'm going to go with he's a guy. He's got 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns in 2 games or something like that. I mean, he's a guy. He's next MVP. Next year, Will Levis, MVP. I'm just telling you, if that happens, and I was the person who called it now, like November of 2023, I'm going to look like a freaking prophet out here.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's cool.
That's actually like a great approach to sports commentating. Like, say all the crazy things you can, because if one of them's right, man, you hit.
Bro, apparently you've never seen Twitter.
Yeah,
no,
that's the Stephen A approach.
Especially because you can just delete the tweets that don't pan out. Yeah. So you just have this catalog.
There
are right on everything.
There are people on Twitter who are like certified receipt keepers. Like they screenshot everything. Will Levis, MVP next year. And that's it. Will Levis is a guy.
Get us going on the next.
Tell me about the Steelers, man, because everybody says, what is with the Steelers fans? Everybody says the Steelers aren't good, including Steelers fans. The Steelers are 5-3, but nobody cares. Okay?
Yeah,
Steelers fans find a way to freaking whine about it every week. They're sitting on 5-3. I'm over here a Vikings fan. I'm like, I love 5-3. Could I get a 5-3 up in here? What's with the Steelers, man? Are they actually good? Or did they have a reason to be whining? Does everybody have a reason to be hating on the Steelers? Does everybody have a reason to be hating Matt Canada and Kenny Pickett? Do they actually suck and they've somehow are they a sucky team that's winning games? That seems like not a thing.
You asked about 82 questions, I think, in a row there. So
yeah, answer them all. Remember them.
The answer isn't the same to all of them, but Steelers fans are upset because the truth of it, the short version is the Steelers have been really good for a really long time. And this season,
gosh. So they're like privileged NFL fans. Like they're like the white privileged version of the NFL.
You said that, not me. It is ironic though for a town like Pittsburgh, where like they're kind of like like, no, we like show our metal.
City.
There is. I mean, hey, this is coming from a fan that people call like the 40 whiners fan base, right? So I mean, hey, I get it. I'm not doing that here.
I've never heard that. That's cool.
You haven't ever heard that?
No,
I heard about 42 times a game. Or a day, a game. Every time I go play a game, whenever I'm playing NFL football, people are yelling it from stands.
Not when the 49ers are playing, but when you're playing, yeah.
No, that's the real deal is that. That's what it is. I'm not going to say they're privileged, but yeah, they've just been really good for a really long time. And they started out, they look sluggish. They look bad for their record, too, for the most part, I'd say. So yeah, and you threw in a real valid question in there. Do they have reason to be mad at Matt Canada? And that is a resounding yes. Matt Canada is the devil. Matt Canada is the devil.
Like,
I created the Steelers offense. That's
just generally, regardless of his abilities as an offensive coordinator, he's just generally a bad person. So we should get that out of the way right away.
No, I wouldn't say that about him. I meant he is demonically possessed. I thought
that's what we were going.
Devil himself.
All right, yeah. So it's
Lucifer
not his fault.
resides under his skin, John. Yeah. And he calls plays from the sub ethereal realm. That's how it looks, honestly. The Steelers offense doesn't look good most of the time. Every once in a while they have a spurt that works good, but it makes you wonder, like, hey, could like a chimpanzee maybe call this offensive game plan about as good as a Sir Matt Canada? Not a Knight. Don't know why I said that. I don't think he's from Canada either. Haven't done all that research on him, but Canada is his last name, and that's just.
I mean, I don't think you can be from anywhere else and be called.
It's not a knock on Canada. Here, he might be one of the better offensive coordinators if he went to the CFL.
Canada. Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean, look. I think if your last name is Canada and you're like, I think we kick you out of America.
That's where we
just say, yeah. We're like, no, you can't be from. Like, you got to change your last name to America if you want to live here. Mm-hmm. He's got a work visa with the Steelers, but he's definitely from Canada. Is that?
So we have a game in Germany this week, but you're going to Canada. We're sending you to Montreal, amigo.
Yeah. He would probably be a good offensive coordinator in the CFL. You're right. Look, I don't watch enough Steelers football to really know, but this kind of happens to players every now and then. And I see this common thread. So this is like the Tim Tebow effect, where it was like he would win games, but still everyone is like, he's not good though. Like, I get that he's winning games, but just wait, he's not good. And it does kind of eventually catch up. Like, if you're not actually that good, you do eventually sort of just start losing. I mean, people, I guess, are just saying that Pickett throws a lot of just bad balls and gets bailed out by George Pickens or Deontay Johnson, sorry. Najee Harris, like, kind of bailing him out. Some of that's got to be Matt Canada's fault for sure. I don't know, man. Pickett, do you think he's I guess let's end it on this. Kenny Pickett, top 32 quarterback in the NFL. Does he deserve a starting job, or is he a backup, or is he just not even in the league, in your opinion?
File him under. We got to see some more, probably with a new offensive coordinator. Give him a chance. The backstory is too strong. He's from around the area.
Yeah,
I don't think that the fan base is tired of him quite yet. Keep it going. Keep it rolling. Get rid of Canada. Fire Matt Canada. Give the fans what they want. Do the right thing.
Pickett to Pickens is just a money. Like, I mean, if you you got to stick with Pickett. Who else is going to throw to a guy named George Pickens? Only Pickett.
Pickler. A guy named Pickler. Right.
Yeah. I mean, you got to go find a quarterback named Pickler to throw to Pickens.
You know,
if you move on from Kenny Pickett, what are you going to do? Jones, not, Johnson to Pickens. That's not cool. Pickett to Pickens.
You see, Pickett does have his quirks too. It's kind of like the Will Levis effect. Like, he wears gloves while he quarterbacks. It's kind of like eating a banana on TikTok. When you're winning and kicking ass, the gloves you're like, bro, I'm gonna buy gloves for my kid who plays quarterback on his junior tackle team. Because it's awesome if he's winning. When they're like losing or like struggling, the offense looks like a struggle bus at all. You go like, hey man, why are you wearing? Why is the quarterback wearing gloves?
That's got something to do with it for sure. That definitely correlates.
Not my quarterback.
Yeah. And by struggling, you mean winning record and second in the AFC North.
I don't know, man. We listen to the national media and it's all negative. And like you said, even Steelers fans are kind of like halfway down. But you know what? They're where they should be. And I think they finished the year with a similar type of record, right around 500, I would guess.
I was looking at
they're not going to blow the doors off the league, but they're also not going to, they're not going to be in the shitter either. So
I don't know, dude. So I was looking at it before this because the rest of their schedule isn't actually that bad. So let me run this down, and this is how we'll close this out. Steelers right now sitting on 5-3. Let me just rattle off the rest of the schedule. Next week they play the Packers, winnable game. Next week they play the Browns. They already beat the Browns once, but let's say they lose that game. All right. Then the Bengals, let's say they lose. Then the Cardinals, very winnable game. So over the next 4 games, we're 500. That means we're 9-7. All right. Patriots, winnable game. Now we're 10-7. Colts, let's say they lose that game, 10-8. Bengals, Seahawks, Ravens, 10-10. That's 500. That's like just them winning the games they really could win and are very winnable, and losing all the games they're supposed to lose. Now, will they do that? Not so far. That's not what they do at all so far. So I could see with that schedule a world where they end like freaking 12-5 or something like that. Like crazy, I know, but they could be 11-6, 12-5, and like win the AFC North if the Ravens don't match that.
The Ravens are gonna.
Do I think they will? I don't know. It seems crazy, but their schedule is not that hard for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've got some games in there, John, and it's an any given Sunday kind of league. The Steelers, the Steelers are the biggest beneficiary of the any given Sunday kind of league this year. It seems. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's early still. It's still early in the year. We're about halfway, not quite, I guess. Mm-hmm. Since there's an additional week added since however many years ago it was. I don't know. It's all kind of a blur. Am I right?
Just on this side of halfway.
You guys remember when we all spent 2 years inside our houses and never left?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was like a time hole. Just this side of halfway. I'm just saying, look, if the Steelers win, if the Steelers land 10-7, or somewhere between 10-7 and 12-5, I think that's very possible, and it would be crazy. I would be like, they don't seem that good, but somehow they won all of these games, kind of like the Vikings last year, right? They don't seem that good, but they won all these games. That could happen, but my call, about 500, 9-8. Yeah. I've got the most viral TikToks from the month of October for the NFL. Most viral NFL TikToks for the month of October. We're going to react to them. I'm going to share them. Starting us off.
John, wait, real quick. You want to see my Mark Zuckerberg impression?
Yes, I do. Hold on. Let's get a full shot. Let's get a full Mark Zuckerberg shot here. Hit me with your Mark Zuckerberg impression. Introduce
the segment one more time real quick, and I'll be Mark Zuckerberg.
Are you going to be like, what's TikTok? I got the most viral TikToks from the NFL.
I'll be the judge of what is viral.
And we're going to react to him.
Okay.
All right, here we go. First up, is that what Mark Zuckerberg says? Is that how you do a Mark Zuckerberg impression?
Yeah.
It's the common Zuck phrase. Everybody knows.
I've been hanging out with Zuck on the weekends since I was in junior high school. I smoke pot with Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg, well known for saying, I'll be the judge of what is viral.
The judge of... That's a pretty good impression.
This is from the LA Chargers TikTok account. All right. So the actual official Chargers TikTok account making the most viral list on TikTok. So they got a good social media manager over there. The Chargers.
Who made this list, by the way?
See, hear what she said. Oh, this is sorted by most viral, like most likes, most views.
Okay.
All right. So here we go.
They said that you sound like an owl.
So China.
I like that. I don't know if you've seen this one, but this is like the latest. Like, have you smelt the up, dog? Or what are you eating under there? This is the latest version of it.
What's up, dog? Underwear.
Not much. What's up with you? Yeah, this is like the latest version of it. So it's the owl thing.
They said you sound like an owl.
Got him.
Derwin. Yo.
Give me a hug on that.
Dude, by the way, Derwin James is laying some game on the social media manager. See that? Laying some game on her. He's like, hey, what's up, girl? Give me a hug.
Derwin James is a confident guy.
He's, very confident.
That you sound like an owl.
Oh.
He's like, does he maybe not know what an owl is? He's like, owl. I've heard that word before. What is that?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you almost got me.
Kenan, they said you sound like an owl. Yeah.
I'm too old for that shit, man.
You sound like an owl. Someone just told me you sound like an owl.
Got him.
I sound like a what?
An owl.
Owl?
Mm-hmm.
How do I sound like an owl? Okay, I'm not doing this. I'm not getting you with that.
You sound like an owl.
I like that.
Owl? Like the bird?
You just told me that you sound like
Another guy who doesn't know what an owl is. He's like, I've heard of owls before. What is that? Like, you mean like the bird an owl?
Yeah, I like that. I don't know who it was. I was halfway paying attention, if I'm being honest, at the who it was. But he said, "How do I sound like an owl?" Which is very clever. Good way to not get got. But also, same letters in how as in who. So like,
yeah,
what's going
on? An owl
there?
could easily be saying how. Maybe we just don't speak owl very well.
Who made those words is what I really want to know. It's like, did you just get bored?
Yeah,
and like, same word.
What are words? They're
rearrange
just a
them.
bunch of sounds we put together. No, my favorite I think is
I'm like an owl.
Like an owl.
Mm-hmm.
How an owl sound?
They said.
Huh?
How an owl sound. That's pretty good. So my favorite was Keenan Allen because he's like, oh, this is the part where I'm supposed to say who. Like he's like, oh, I figured it out. I'm pretty sure Keenan Allen's just probably the biggest social media junkie. He's like, I've already seen this. But like I've seen a bunch of people get got by this, and I'm not gonna be one of them.
Maybe veteran in the locker room, pretty smart guy. I have to imagine.
Savvy
he's
dude.
seen it all before.
He's not gonna. If you say the word owl, he's not saying who. That's for sure.
You ever seen that man run routes? He knows a thing or two about a thing
Who?
or two.
This is the. I mean, we could just talk about this one too. This is the plan. This is the industry plant for the first NFL industry plant. Chargers doing their thing.
You may have just seen the first industry plant fan in the history of the NFL. So tonight was Monday Night Football, Cowboys Chargers. And for some reason, the cameras kept showing this woman. And when I say they kept showing her, they kept showing her over and over and over. Here she is again, yet again. Now, what seems like this incredibly passionate fan went viral all over the internet. It felt like every tweet was about her, at least on my personal timeline.
That's like that's what's known as like good data in science. If it's what you see, it's clearly what everybody else sees as well.
Yeah,
a data set of one is like just great data. You know,
this is what we call empirical data. I mean, it's not slanted at all.
Undeniable.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Is this your first time seeing this viral?
No. I knew about this lady, but yeah. I mean, should we let like? I think we can just hit on this. We get the point of this one, right? So, what do you think? Industry plant this lady? I mean, I've never met a Chargers fan. I'm gonna be honest. This is the first Chargers fan I've ever met. I haven't even met her.
They're rare out there in the wild. It's like it's like
Chargers
encountering like Bigfoot somewhat in like even a place where they don't really talk about Bigfoot, like the Everglades or something.
Yeah.
But anyway,
one thing if this was like a Broncos fan, right? Then it's like, oh, it's like her and Bigfoot. But the Chargers fan, come on. All right, I tried to keep Taylor Swift out of this for the most part.
Oh, okay. No, let's
I'm sorry. Did you have something else to say? You have something
I never spoke really, but that's okay. No,
right. Go ahead.
No. The moment has passed. The moment has passed.
What do you have to say about the Chargers fan?
No, it's Taylor Swift is too important to keep waiting.
All right,
the Chargers fan, real fan, NFL definitely getting their money's worth out of this. So like they're milking it for all it's worth. Like they want all kinds of fans for the Chargers, and they're going to highlight them whenever they see them.
Yeah, that was his point, is that he's like, this is one of the biggest markets, and there's not very many fans of this team, blah, 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 blah. That's what Jack Mack sounds like. Miguel Nava gets a bonus spot on the wheel, remind me, because he said she was a Vikings fan before. Another team that, not very many people have met Vikings fans. Real hard to find Vikings fans.
Yeah, well, I mean, you ever go to Minnesota? Me neither.
Well, I have, but yes, I understand how people think Minnesota doesn't exist.
That's not how you play into the joke, John.
Yeah,
I mean,
I understand how people think Minnesota doesn't exist. Like when I'm in a city and they're like, Minnesota's not real, I'm like, I get you. Yeah. I've been there and I'm not even fully sure it's real.
Yeah.
All right, I tried to keep Taylor Swift out of this for the most part, but we're talking about the most viral stuff from the last month. There's no way she's not.
Taylor Swift. I get it.
I get it. I will say she didn't squeak in there too much, just a little bit of Swift. And I actually eliminated some Swift clips because I didn't want to go Swift. But yeah, like a little Swift one. This was what there
is a pretty important like player named Swift. Like he sees a lot of snaps on the field. He's pretty important to his squad.
He might as well retire at this point.
He doesn't even get brought up.
No, he might as well retire
at this point. Or NFL media. Taylor Swift, if you see Swift at the game, people are talking about Taylor Swift, and
it could be a Lions game.
Let's just be a part of the problem a little bit more, a little bit longer.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's what I did for you, Casey. This is only a 6-second clip, and I thought this one was pretty funny. So here we go.
Barbie has a great day every day. But Ken only has a great day if Barbie looks at him.
Have you seen the Barbie movie? Probably
I have not, John. I've not seen the Barbie.
So that's like, that's kind of the joke, is that like Barbie is the character and Ken is just this like side kick guy.
Yeah.
And then that graphic is like a great like that overlay on that graphic was pretty smart by whoever posted that on TikTok. At the OG.
That's the second time I've heard you call it Tic Tac, man. What's going on with you and TikTok?
Yeah, me and the Tic Tac.
Do you have a brand deal with Tic Tac?
I think just whenever I say Tic Tac, I get a whatever accent I'm doing right now. What am I even doing right now? What accent is this? Is it like New York? Is this like Long Island? Am I on Long Island right now? The OG Shishi. The OG Shishi. Pretty good Tic Tacer. Coming up with that one. That was pretty smart. Wicked smart. Now I'm in Boston.
Yeah, that one morphed a lot.
Yeah, I don't even know what a Long Island accent sounds like. I've never been there, so
it's not a real place. So,
all right, here we go. Next up, this is a little trivia because I'm going to pause this. So he gets there's a question here. He gets one of them right away. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to see if you know it. All right, let's see.
Give Adam a spot on the wheel.
What did
Made me
Adam
laugh?
say? Adam,
no,
we got
you
Miguel.
are definitely not in Boston.
No, I think it was Long Island. But here we go. So Adam, extra spot on the wheel. Miguel, extra spot on the wheel. Got it. All right.
Name the only two NFL teams that have a football in their logo.
Jets?
Okay. I was trying to pause it quick enough to where you couldn't get the first one. He got the first one right off the rip. It's the Jets.
I missed the question completely because I have to keep switching my audio to hear the clips, and I forgot. So I missed it. I missed what the question was.
Name the only two NFL teams that have a football in their logo.
Oh, it's the Jets? For one.
Yes. You see the Jets right there with the football in their logo?
Oh, no, I just got there all by myself.
Well, yeah, I can't even see that.
Coincidence. Yes.
Who else? Do you know?
I mean, I know all the logos.
If you don't, that's okay, because neither did this kid. So here's his process.
We have like all the teams right now. Are you allowed to give like little clues or NFC, AFC type deal?
It's in the NFC.
NFC? Oh, that limits a lot. All right, let's go west. So we got Seahawks, Cardinals, 49ers. Oh, do 49ers have a logo? A football in the logo? No.
You got it. NFC? Does that help you?
NFC.
Patriots old logo had one, but that doesn't anymore.
Do the
some people saying that the
No.
Chiefs? The Chiefs don't.
No, the Chiefs are AFC anyway.
Pats do not. Bears do not. Commanders have just a W.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's not like the Vikings.
All right, here we go. Let's.
Packers.
We're going through the same process he went through. It's a tough one. It's a toughie.
No.
It's kind of shaped like one.
Go east. Go east. Giants,
Yeah.
Cowboys, Eagles, Washington. Oh, Washington. Nah, I don't know what Washington is.
no.
They're a weird franchise. Lions, Vikings.
Oh, somebody in the gross
What he meant to
South.
say is awful franchise, but he was like, they're a weird franchise.
Yeah.
Packers. Who's that for? Bears. Oh, no.
Wait, do the Texans have one?
Bucks.
No.
Saints.
No, they don't either.
Okay, so Texans is not the Texans.
Panthers. Falcons. I named them all, did I not? Oh, bro. It's not the South. I mean, only think of the fucking Jets right now.
It's pretty small, but it's there.
He said
They're
NFC,
small.
so no matter. Yeah, you said NFC. I literally am thinking.
You got it, Casey. Before I reveal,
No.
Falcons, Steelers, not the Falcons, not the Steelers, not the Seahawks.
Of all the logos in the head. Bucks, Saints.
Wait, you say logos in the NFL? Was that the question?
Yeah, it has a football in the logo.
It-
I mean,
it's-
look with your eyes, Casey.
Oh, it is the Bucks. I did say the Bucks earlier, but I didn't believe in it, so it is the Bucks.
Did you say it like? Did you do the Casey?
I said
Noble?
like,
You
do
were
the Bucks have the?
Bucks-
Yeah, yeah. I,
yeah,
well, I
what
was
do the
I was
Bucks do?
thinking the old logo with like the guy with the sword in his teeth.
Falcons,
maybe.
Panthers.
Yeah.
Bucks?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah.
He just guessed. He's like, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna say all the teams until I get it right now.
Yeah, the Bucks have a lot of elements going on, so you're like, yeah, okay. Feels like a
It's
good
too
bet.
small. Yeah, they got
That's-
too much going on. They
That's
got to do
why I
less.
was thinking maybe the Texans too. I'm like, I know they got like a star and like a couple other little things going on, so maybe there's a football in there. But yeah, it's the Bucks. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's kind of hidden in there. It's nice.
All
Nice
right.
work. Nice work by that guy.
Yeah,
Good job.
Good man on the street content, TikToker,
Good job, dude.
TikTaker, whoever your name is. I already deleted it.
Way to
All
go,
right.
you apricot.
Here's your big old apricot. All right, this one just for you, Casey. Little Niners content and Niner for life, if she's still watching. 49ers looking for the next Joe Montana / Steve Young since the 2000s, starting with Alex Smith.
Every now and then I get a little bit terrified when I see the look in your eyes. Turn around, bite eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight.
it?
This one's a shame that it is glitchy. It is indeed glitchy. We got to figure out this. We'll figure it out before next episode. But the reveal when you saw it was still fine. It was a delayed reveal. The beautiful singer, the beautiful
voice of a one Brock.
Yeah,
Brock.
Exactly.
William Purdy. Just made that one up, but
Brock, it's Bartholomew, John.
Bartholomew William Purdy. I thought you'd like that one. I thought, maybe it'd give you a little tear in your eye.
I enjoyed it a lot. I feel similarly about it. They've had a pretty unique story going on at the quarterback position since Steve Young left. Brock Purdy, he's the truth, man. He's next coming to Joe Montana, and that's just real life. I don't care that they've lost 3 games.
Big banana Brock. Big apricot Brock.
Yeah. He's got a couple of big apricots.
A couple of big old sweet, tangy apricots. Okay, this one is it's football-y, all right? It's football adjacent. It doesn't have the hashtag NFL, but it was one of the most viral TikToks, and it happens to feature my favorite comedian, Nate Bargatze, also a comedian that you like, I think. He was on SNL, I believe, just last Saturday.
I think it was the last one, yeah.
Yes, and
this new country, what plans are there for men of color such as I?
Distance will be measured in inches, feet, yard, and miles. So 12 inches to a foot?
12 feet to a yard.
If it were only so simple. 3 feet to a yard.
And how many yards to a mile?
Nobody knows.
Okay, well, how many feet to a mile?
5,280. Of course.
Of course.
It's a simple number that everyone will remember.
Let's confess, it feels a little complicated, sir. Why not use meters and kilometers?
We will, soldier. But only in certain unpopular sports like track and swimming. For popular sports like football, we will use yards.
Football, sir?
Yes. It's a sport where you throw a ball with your hands.
His delivery is honestly what makes this whole skit.
So in football, there is no kicking?
There's a little kicking.
That was classic Nate delivery right there. There's a little kicking.
You kick the ball to get points.
How many points, sir?
Sometimes 1 and sometimes 3.
Very confused, sir.
Do not worry. For our new nation, we will have rulers with 2 sets of numbers. Inches on one side, centimeters on the other.
So we can see where they line up.
Yes, except that they don't line up and they never will. Liberty, son, liberty.
And the slaves, sir, what of them?
You asked about the temperature.
I did not.
That's the best one, I think. That gets it's NFL adjacent. I don't think it had the hashtag, but that's the best one, I think.
It was pretty solid. I enjoyed that one thoroughly. Yeah. Sometimes 1, sometimes 3.
The funny thing about it is, like, I have young children who are watching football with me every week, and they're asking me about the game, and I'm like, this is hard to, like, especially if you're like 4 or 5 years old. I'm like, no, this time it's 1 point, and they're like, why? I don't know, because it's 1 point. Just don't worry.
Dad said so. Go to your damn room.
I'll tell you when you're older.
Okay, for real though. You said 1 point that you want to see, like, kickoffs. They can score a point on the kickoff.
Yeah, like if they kick a field goal on the kickoff.
I got this. If the kickers can kick a ball through the uprights on the kickoff, you think that should be worth a point, which is an interesting idea. Penalties on the kickoff will weigh more too. It's some good stuff. It disincentivizes returning the football, which the NFL is trying to do, but it also keeps special teams important, which the fans want.
Yeah,
I like the idea.
A lot of fans love special teams.
I like the idea that, building off of Nate Bargatze's idea, the field goal is weighted. I think it should be every 10 yards. It's worth another point. If it's a 10-yarder, it's worth 1. If it's 19, it's still worth 1. If it's 20, it's worth 2. 30, 3, 40, it's 4. Over 50, it's worth 5. Over 60. I mean, I think you're
so
going to...
somebody can leg a 60-yard field goal in there. They can score just as much as a touchdown.
That is it. Right now, the NFL has kind of gone away from like the days of the Sebastian Janikowskis and stuff. The guys who were just
big
bombing 60-yarders, but missing a lot of the time, even on short field goals. Now, a lot of teams have kind of moved to the more accurate kicker. Hey, if we're within the 35, it's an automatic 3. I want to see us go back to the bazooka legs. I want somebody to attempt a 70-yard field goal in a game. And sometime somebody's going to make one. There's going to be a crazy tailwind, right? Tailwind or headwind? Tailwind, right?
Tailwind.
Coming from
somebody's make a 70-yarder.
By the way, why do we always talk about the wind where it's coming from? Seems like
that doesn't make any sense.
Everywhere else, we talk about like which direction's it going.
Hey,
wind, we do the opposite. Don't like that
it's just
at all.
like it's the same reason there's 5,280 feet in a mile.
But they don't line up, and they never will.
They never will. Same reason there's 5,280 feet in the mile. Just an easy thing to remember. All right.
Wonderful.
All right. So I think that's the viral TikToks. But Casey, we got one more segment to do. We're gonna save the worst offense in the NFL. We got one more segment to do. You got picks?
Okay. So we missed last week. I don't know if you realized that we did not get our picks in last week.
I did realize.
We got our Thursday in, so I pulled the Thursday over from last week. Since we missed Thursday this week, we'll take Thursday from last week and use the rest of this week, combine it to make an actual week. So we've missed 1 week total on the season. That should make sense. People can follow that logic.
I think that happened last year as well. If I remember right, we missed like a week or two. So Bucks Bills got pulled over. All right. So first game of this week, Titans Steelers. We didn't put our picks in for that beforehand. So the next one is going to be Dolphins at Chiefs. And you don't know what the games are beforehand, Casey, but I think you're still behind, right? What the?
Yeah, scroll down. Scroll down one more. Oh, does that? What the heck?
You are still behind slightly. You're like four
games
behind.
I would have caught those 4 games up last week, but you were afraid of picking, so
you would have. That's true. All right, Dolphins at Chiefs. You want to pick this one first, or you want me to pick this one first?
I'll go ahead, and I think I will let you pick this one first.
Okay, this is one of the harder ones. That's a good choice, I think.
Yeah, I won't go with that. There's going to be a hard one for me later, though. Sunday night.
I like the Chiefs here in a straight pick 'em.
I'll take the Chiefs as well.
All right,
better team overall, better defense, longer success. Love the Dolphins, but it's the Chiefs.
I would love to see like both teams score like in the above 35 though. That would be so fun.
Now, if Devon Achane was back, man, whoa, watch out, Pat Mahomes.
Devon the Apricot Achane on his tic-tac and scoring touchdowns. Okay, next up, we got Vikings at Falcons. You're picking this one first.
Vikings at Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons here. The Kirkless Vikings, led by, what is his name? Jaron Hall, something like that. I haven't seen enough from him, so I don't know. I don't know what to think about him. That's why I'm going with the Falcons. They're a good enough team. It's going to get gross. So the type of team I think especially does benefit from playing a QB with no experience because they can run out the clock. And he's going to find himself, if they fall behind quick, he's going to find himself with exceedingly fewer moments quickly.
Yeah. No, I agree. Razzle said we forgot that the Dolphins and Chiefs are playing in Germany. I don't think we forgot. I think we just didn't say it. But for the record, Dolphins and Chiefs are playing in Germany. I'm with you.
That's playing in Germany.
The funny thing is, I think that like, and maybe there was ever since we've been doing the pod, the Niners have always been good, so you can just pick them. But like, the Vikings are that team where it's like, I just am like never gonna get my hopes up, right? Like maybe they're playing the Packers, or they're playing, when they've got Cousins. But like in any situation like this, I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna pick them. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, and it's just gonna be, a nice surprise if they win. I win either way, because either they win or I win the pick, right? Like that's what you like got to think. You're like very much. I turn into this floor watcher with the Vikings, where I'm like, you guys are going to let me down, so I'm just not going to invest very much emotional energy in you. Next up, we got Bears at Saints. On this one, Bears are still playing with a backup QB, right?
They are Tyson Bagent. As of
Tyson
now,
Bagent.
if they play today, he would start. Justin Fields, I saw him flip today from questionable to doubtful. So
yeah, I got Saints. I got the Saints in this one. Saints are like a weird, good, bad team, but the thing is, they got a bunch of dudes who played college football in Utah, and they got a guy who played at Weber State. So anytime I'm on the fence about the Saints, I got to take them.
I agree. Saints next.
Satans. That's the opposite of the Saints.
Wow.
Rams at Pack. What do you like? What do you got? Do we have word on Stafford?
I mean, it's Matthew.
Still day to day.
He's
still day to day.
He's like day to day for his entire life. I feel like Matt Stafford. I mean, this really does matter. This one actually did my picks for a pick'em league already, and this was like the one that I lost sleep over. If Stafford's there, I want the Rams. If he's not, I want the Packers. I think.
That's where I'm at with it. I think I put that in overtime operators this week.
That's what I'm going to use my conditional on is Rams if Stafford plays.
Yeah, I mean for now, yeah.
For new viewers, we get one of those per week. One conditional pick. Like if this happens, if Stafford, it's only if somebody plays or doesn't play. It can't be like, well, if the Rams score more points, I'll take the Rams. Yeah.
If it's a full moon and it's a day that ends in Y, then I get whoever wins this game. Rams if Stafford plays is also my conditional. I already called it out on Overtime Operators, our other show earlier this week. I actually liked this at plus. The Rams are getting +3 here. I like them to win, so the +3 is just a bonus. Commanders at Patriots. This one is me picking. I don't know what to do with the Patriots, man. In my heart, I think the Commanders are a better football team, so I'm going to go with the Commanders. But the Patriots they're like kind of a breaker, like they're kind of they've been a little bit of a trap game for a few teams, and the Commanders are then like the ultimate trap team. So we got the double trap. What happens when you have a double trap, Casey?
Traps itself.
Nothing gets trapped. It's like dividing negatives, right? They just cancel each other.
Or they both get trapped forever.
Yeah.
Perpetual trap.
Yeah, it's a perpetual trap. Are the Commanders going to trap them Patriots? Or the Patriots going to trap the Commanders? This is
another tough one because it's not even the teams you think you know and love or know and hate here. This is the new look Commanders defense. Sans Chase Young, sans Montez Sweat. Patriots should look better than they've looked in recent weeks playing that defense. Well, the Patriots will look pretty bad. Pretty bad. Sam Howell, I don't know. I've been generally up on him for most of the year. Yeah, I mean, the NFL media did their thing and kind of roasted him for the early part of the season, but I liked him coming in. He's got a weird throwing motion, but he's a good quarterback for the most part. He's just on a bad team.
At least he doesn't wear gloves. Give the guy that.
Yeah, he's probably better than Kenny Pickett. He's right in the mix. He might be a tier above. He might be one tier above.
I think Ty goes the guy who doesn't wear gloves in that situation.
Yeah, fair enough. And I believe I'm going to side with the Patriots here. I got to make up games.
Yeah, I got to make up games. Yeah. You got to go opposite me.
If it's tight, I got to take.
If you're on the fence, you got to go opposite me. Yeah. All right.
Here I will take. I think we might have them different here on the Seahawks at Ravens. Sorry to interrupt the introduction to this game, but I'll take the Ravens here. Ravens have been. I think they have the better record. I think they've got some better. We disrespect the Ravens too much. I think you're generally high on the Seahawks. I see this as an opportunity, maybe to get a game on you.
After the Ravens dog walk the Lions, it's hard not to believe in them a little bit more.
Rose got the Seahawks here. Rose is a believer, so
I think isn't Rose a Seahawks fan though? I don't know. I can't remember what kind of.
I don't even
Rose
think
is.
The Seahawks have any fans.
Rose is like, I just know everything that you guys don't. Dude, it's real hard for me to watch what the Ravens did to the Lions and think that they can't beat the Seahawks. You know what I'm saying?
All right, you're scared. I get it. You're scared. That's fine. Just say you're scared if you're scared.
I'm scared for the.
Thank you.
I'm scared for the Seahawks.
Man, you know when you set up a lob and the other person just like slams it home? Thank you.
Yeah.
That's good. That made my improv bones feel good.
I actually don't know what that feels like. Have you ever thrown somebody a lob? Like actual lob? We're from a real white. We're from a real white place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, considering I've known about 6 people who can dunk.
You know 6 people who can dunk?
I mean, I might not have been I'm just rounding up because I assumed some
rounding up
people
from
could
3 to
dunk that I
6?
didn't know could dunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to account for that.
Okay.
In my estimate. So yeah, somewhere between 3 and 6 people I've known who could dunk. No, I mean, I rarely find myself on a basketball court with those people. So
yeah,
no, I think it's, maybe actually did a pretty popular, pretty famous. I'll use the word famous segment on our high school
famous is the
news
correct
program. Dunk contest. I might have lobbed somebody something there, but I don't know if they.
That seems like when I was thinking about it, I'm like, it's the only time that would have ever happened.
Lost a lot of memories since high school. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know.
A little hazy.
Bucks at Texans. We might go the opposite way on this one. Bucks are more or less healthy, correct?
More or less healthy seems about right. Yeah.
And
sure.
Texans. What have the Texans been up to lately? Let me just a little memory jog here. They lost to the Panthers, so that's not great. It's bad. It's bad.
Pretty great for the Panthers.
They have not faced each other this year. What have the Bucks been up to? This is this.
They've just been bucking around.
AFC South, NFC. Like I just don't pay attention to the South. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. You're really Yankee.
I really ignore the South. They lost to the Bills. They lost to the Falcons. They lost to the Lions. They're on a skid. The Bucks on a bit of a skid. But
they are.
The Texans lost to the Panthers. Man. Give me the Texans.
Ooh, you like the Texans?
Young Stroud. I see him as like a guy who could kind of get better every week, right? A little setback with the Panthers, losing to the other rookie, trying to prove himself, couldn't do it. Revenge game now against the old and dusty, old Baker. Old and
busted, new hotness. Yeah, I got to make up games. Give me the Bucks. It's pretty much a pick 'em here, I think, for me. But I was probably just going to go the other way, wherever you went on this one, I think.
Okay, so I see this next one. These next
firing up Baker in fantasy too this week. I got an injury at QB.
Hey, there you go.
League, so
you stand to really win or really lose on this. So
yeah. I got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin shares as well. So let's ride.
Yeah, let's go Bucks.
Let's ride. Let's sail.
Let's sail, Bucks.
Let's plunder.
Let's sail with a football Let's sail with a football in the sail because you have one in your logo. You got a lot in your logo.
I would just really appreciate it if Baker Mayfield could come out and really shiver me timbers this week.
I'll shiver your timbers,
bro. Is your name Baker Mayfield? No.
I'll let you call me whatever you want to call me.
Ooh, okay. All right, now we're talking.
Now we're talking. But there was a lot of talk about spanking earlier. That was on our basketball show, and
make sure you check it out.
Got me going, okay? Yeah, check out the TC basketball channel.
You can't listen to that episode and not get going. Honestly, I think everybody. Yeah. That's why not the whole audience could make it. A lot of people had to go calm down after that. Yeah. So
they had to go. Shower. They had to go give themselves a little release. Yeah. After that
That's it.
All right. What do we got? Cards and Browns. You picking this one first? These next two are both easy. So go ahead. Cards and Browns.
I am up next. Okay. So Cards at Browns. Wow. What did I just do?
Who is going to be the quarterback in Arizona
now? Quarterback is going to be Clayton Tune this week, I believe.
Oh boy.
Is the case.
Clayton Tune, NFL superstar Clayton Tune.
Oh yeah. Legend. Don't
NFL legend. Really. Sorry,
the man. Yeah.
Put respect on his name.
Kyler should be back in the next couple of weeks, but did we lose it? There we go. Okay, it's back. Cards at
Mike
Browns.
Just got an extra spot on the wheel, by the way. Great joke for Mike.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike.
Go ahead.
I like that. And you, Mike. Give me the Browns for sure here.
Give you the Browns.
I don't know if Deshaun Watson's playing, and I don't think I care.
I don't think I care either.
Just Brown, huh? Just one of them? They only need one guy?
I won't give me one Brown on this.
It's just like Kareem Hunt by himself.
If they got a dude named Brown on their team, that guy, that's who I want.
Well, I mean, they did historically.
I mean, I'm guessing Brown is a common last name. They got their whole roster. They got to have a Brown on there. There's got to be a Brown playing for the Browns.
I mean, I don't think so. Maybe
statistically speaking, there just has to be.
That feels...
and if there's not, that's a miss. That's a big miss for Cleveland. All right, here we go. Last one. Colts at Panthers. I like the Colts. I like how the Colts look. I like how they smell. I like Gardner Minshew. kind of like him more than Anthony Richardson. Honestly, Anthony Richardson has the upside, but
You have this way of pronouncing his name to where I can't
Mini
help
Shoe.
but imagine tiny shoes.
Yeah,
That's what I
Gardner
see.
Mini Shoes.
Like
I like
little
that. That's what I'm gonna
boots.
call him now.
Like he's running around in like tiny little boots like Dora the Explorer's monkey.
Yeah, that Gardner
Maybe
Mini
he could eat a banana with Will Levis.
Yeah, that Gardner Mini Shoes, eating them bananas and apricots and throwing footballs with his long hair. I like it. I like what I
Indianapolis
see in Indianapolis.
Just a short little drive down to Tennessee to Will Levis's banana farm. So
Right. The famous, yeah. I mean, they conquered Denham. They're like, let's play it. Let's get into the banana game, boys.
John, give me the Colts.
Give you the Colts for 300. All right. Is this the last game? Giants at Raiders?
No, it is not.
Okay. Giants at Raiders. Casey, you're up.
Oh, I'm up again. Oh, me.
This is the toilet game of the week, right? This has got to be the toilet game of the week.
I don't know, man. I don't know if there's just one toilet game of the week. But yeah, okay. So this one's tough. So this is basically, to break it down, Jimmy Garoppolo is benched. I believe it's Aiden O'Connell who's starting. Brian Hoyer is also on the roster still, I believe, but I think Hoyer is benched. I think we're on QB3 here, guys. Aiden O'Connell, they got to see what they got in him. Everybody's pissed off in Las Vegas. I don't know if they're really that incentivized to win. And they're playing the Giants with all their starters. Saquon Barkley is back. Dan Jones, I believe, is still 100%. I don't think there's anything too significant going on that roster. Give me the Raiders to win here with QB3 over the Giants. Sorry, Mike.
What?
In the chat. Giants are awful, bro. Giants are
The Giants
bad.
are real bad. Raiders, you don't even know who's going to play quarterback. They might as well just be putting Dana White in at quarterback at this point. He's the most famous person in Las Vegas. He'd probably sell tickets, right? I hear you. The Giants are so bad, and it's really hard for me to like write them down. I'm finding it hard to write them down. You know what I mean?
Well, luckily, you can type them with your keyboard.
I'm finding it hard to like make my fingers put Giants. Like I think the Giants are going to win because I just can't in my brain think the Giants are going to win. But I also the Raiders.
Don't believe it in your brain, John. Believe it in your heart.
Believe it in your apricots.
Just roll with it, man. Just
Yeah.
rip this baby off. We've been picking good this year, so whatever you pick is probably going to influence the actual.
Hey,
game.
we've got enough splits this week that we could actually have a lead change here.
Ooh.
All right, Cowboys at Eagles. This is probably whatever the opposite of a toilet game is. What's the opposite of a toilet?
More like the Cowgirls versus the She-Girls, am I right? Yeah, I'm right. All right.
Oh, I thought you were reading that from the chat.
No, that was
okay. So
Casey original.
This is a Casey original. Is that
Serving
something?
it up.
Is that from something?
Be here,
Oh, some
be here
something?
all week. Yeah, it's something.
Yeah. So this is whatever the opposite of the toilet game is. This is this game. These next two. That's what this is. We're like notoriously low on the Cowboys here. I don't think the Cowboys are bad. In fact, I think I maybe bet on them last. No, I bet against them last week. I'm low on the Cowboys, and it hurts me sometimes. But it is hard for them hard to take them against the Eagles. The Eagles seem like they're actually pretty good, as long as they can do the tush push. Pretty good team.
Give me the Eagles. The shove is OP.
All right, here we go. Here's the other opposite of a toilet game. What is
This
the opposite
one
of a toilet?
was-
It's got to be opposite of a toilet's like feels like it's like a bed. I don't know.
A butthole.
That's on. Yeah,
Because poop goes in the toilet, poop comes out
of a butthole. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Weirdly, it
This is
feels
the
like that
butthole game of
doesn't
the week.
sound like a great game, though.
I was trying to think of something good. I mean, like
I think we landed on something pretty good too.
yeah.
Anyway,
I like butthole.
It's good in its own way, you know. Bills at Bengals. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Aha.
So
anyway, Bills at Bengals. I love when a joke works.
we have been. I think we've been like hemorrhaging viewers with these jokes, but that's okay.
Whatever.
Whatever.
They don't have these jokes.
The real reels are still here.
Yeah. Bills at Bengals. This one's tough. Can't remember what I picked for my pick'em before, so I might not even pick the same thing. But this one was the one I was dreading when I gave you the you had to pick the Dolphins at Chiefs.
You also had to pick You also had to pick Rams Packers first.
Yeah. I could have gone either way with which spot I picked in, but I think I'm going to side with the oof.
I already know who I've
Tough.
got.
Like the word just didn't come out of my mouth when I meant to say it already. I was like, "Are you sure about that? You sure about that?"
Yeah.
Give me the Bills. The Bills, I still think, have the better defense. And when push comes to shove, that might make the difference here. Is like a big defensive player too. Bills are a little. I mean, I would say the Bills are a little bit more hit and miss on offense, but that can't possibly be true with the Bengals. But the Bengals seem not to be missing like completely, like they did at the beginning of the
Bengals
year.
are on an upswing for sure. Over the last 3 weeks.
That's it. Are they on enough of an upswing to beat a team that who knows?
I think so.
Say they're like a top 5 team, but
that's who I've got. Again, I've been going with this rule, and we'll see. It might end up biting me in the end. But I've been going with this rule of like, hey, if you prove it to me in a week, like you get my pick until you don't prove it to me anymore. And what is it? 31-17 win over the Niners. Like that's a good prove it.
John, are either of these teams top 5 teams in the NFL?
Bengals, Bills. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about Eagles, Niners, Chiefs, Dolphins, maybe. Yeah, I think so.
Which one?
Most likely, because I would say like Bills, Bengals, Dolphins. I put all 3 of those like right there. So I have the Niners, Eagles, Chiefs
Ravens,
little bit above.
Jaguars, all 6-2.
I don't have the Ravens in the same. We're just notoriously low on the Ravens, but I don't have the Ravens in the same
Lions,
kind of tier.
6-2 as well.
I don't have the Lions in the same tier. I don't have the Jaguars really in the same tier. I have like a tier of like Eagles. For me, there's like a tier of like Eagles, Chiefs, Niners, even though the Niners have lost 3 straight. And then there's a tier of Bills, Bengals, Dolphins. And then there's a tier of those other teams you said.
Interesting. Yeah, I think they're right there on the cusp.
Cowboys are in there somewhere too. The Cowboys are probably in that top tier, at least the second tier.
I think I've got the Lions probably above the Dem Boys, and they're in the mix too. But yeah, both borderline top 5 teams here. Probably one is the 5 and one's the 6, or they're like the 4 and the 5. So,
I was just like they could be the 5, they could be the 6 and the 7, but like there's just statistically they're like there's 3 teams above them, and then they're one of like 4 teams that could be in the top 5. So yeah.
So we're both pretty set on neither of these are top 3 teams in the league right now.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I don't think so. I agree
with that. I agree.
But they could be.
Today, not by like end of year.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So last one, Chargers Jets. Is that the last one?
Yeah, it is. Monday night, baby.
Last one, Chargers Jets. I don't really have to say much about it. I'm just gonna pick the Chargers.
Rose, Chris, and Tom all pick the Jets. That's your guy, man. Zach Wilson. He's the truth. That record.
Yeah,
you said all Zach Wilson.
You said it on Overtime Operators earlier this week, and I didn't catch it. I heard it after the fact. You said Aaron Rodgers is taking dropbacks, which means at this point in time, he is as good as Zach Wilson is at quarterback, and that's kind of, I don't know. Zach Wilson's another one of those like Kenny Pickett, Tim Tebow types where it's like he does win games for how like not great he is. He does seem to kind of like pull out wins. But I almost think it's really their defense more than anything. This is going to be a really good one because the Chargers have this like really high flying offense, and the Jets defense is like freaking, oxygen-less room to zero oxygen room to a flame. So this is going to be a fun one.
Great joke. I like that.
I fumbled it pretty hard,
okay.
But
all right.
We're like a few hours in at this point, and my mouth is not working. So
yeah. I'm right there with you, John. Give me the Chargers. Let's end it on a boring game. We picked the same thing. They should come out on top, maybe. Maybe not. Chargers also. Are they a top 10 team in the NFL? I don't know. Are the Jets a top 10 team in the NFL? I don't know.
As of now, I would say the Jets aren't, but like this is actually one like, yeah, if the Jets do beat the Chargers, I kind of like I'm low-key cheering for the Jets because I'm like, I want them to be in a position where Aaron Rodgers can come back and they can still make a playoff run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get that. I think similarly for the most part, but I think I would maybe not use the Chargers as a measuring stick how I would with some other teams. They don't really, because I've said it before, like I repeat it, that the Falcons are a good measuring stick for like, are you kind of like top half or bottom half? If you beat them, probably top. If you lose, probably bottom. The Chargers, I don't think they're that at all because they could lose to anyone and beat anyone.
Yeah.
They aren't consistent enough to be a measuring stick.
The Chargers make the worst like fourth quarter like key moment decisions of any team for sure. Like they do real dumb stuff at the end of games. So yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it would be fun. It'd be kind of fun if the Jets beat them. Actually, it wouldn't. The only way Jets wins the Jets win games is if they're like 15, 16 point games. You know what I'm saying?
I would love to see the greatest comeback in sports history happen. Aaron Rodgers comes back to a team that's clinched the playoffs. I think even in like the best timetables, I don't know. I haven't looked in a couple of weeks. I didn't think we'd have to talk about like Achilles tears and like keep looking up like the most optimistic time frames because it keeps shifting. But the last time I saw it,
yeah, he's making it shift.
Even the most optimistic outlook, Zach Wilson will probably have to get them to the playoffs and win a playoff game, I think, to keep them alive for Aaron Rodgers to come back.
That's
that could be off
order.
by now. Maybe Aaron Rodgers has moved the timetable enough to where that's not the case anymore. If that is the case, that is like the perfect test for Zach, though. I mean, that is, are you going to be the guy after A-Rod or not?
Can you win one playoff game?
He is. If he doesn't, maybe he still could be, maybe.
That's the point
not.
where it's like, because that's where like the Tim Tebow line stopped. Like, I don't think he got into the playoffs and didn't win a playoff game.
I think he did win a playoff game.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So people still.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna check it out.
That's where the line stops, though. Of like, okay, you're that guy who kind of like just grunges out wins somehow. To like, look, if you've won a playoff game, you're a quarterback. Like, you're a guy. He did win one. Okay.
He had one playoff win in his career. I mean, hopefully this is. I mean,
he's still got.
They might be talking about baseball because he played baseball, but I don't think so.
Yeah, he still got relegated to like, nah, he's not good. But yeah, it was that year he was with the Broncos, and they just kind of kept winning somehow. I don't know. Yeah, so
2011.
If
Denver
Zach Wilson
defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card round, that is the Zach Wilson story. That's what we need to see.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I would love to see Zach Wilson win a playoff game. That, like, honestly, that could wrap his career to me. You know, like if Aaron Rodgers came back and Zach Wilson never really got a starting job again after that, like it'd be like, yeah, but he had that 1 year where he was supposed to back up Rodgers and he got him to the playoffs and he won a playoff game. And then Rodgers came back and they won the Super Bowl. Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl. Do you? That's what happened.
Yeah.
That could cap his career.
Could be. I don't know.